My name is Jahra.
The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Wow. Where do I even begin? I never thought in all my life I'd be able to step foot in the world's most conservative country. To be completely honest, I've only heard and seen things about Saudi Arabia in the news, and most of it, not the best. So you can imagine my reservations to visit when I was invited by the kingdom. I weighed out my options and eventually decided that this might be my only chance to visit Saudi Arabia. I was going to attend the country's first public event in history, the prestigious Formula E race. Are you guys ready?
مرحبا من سعودية عربية.
Good afternoon, guys. Today is December 12th, Wednesday, and we are getting ready to fly out to Saudi Arabia. I am so excited for the trip. Before the trip even began, we were given the royal treatment and warmest welcome to Riyadh. Upon arrival into King Khalid Airport, we were greeted and taken straight to customs, where I experienced the most seamless passport stamp in any country ever.
Welcome to Riyadh. I'm just gonna have you chilling right here, okay? And I'm gonna take care of your luggages and your ride.
Okay.
To your hotel.
Gotcha.
So if you need anything, any drink, we have amazing pastries, smoked croissants and stuff.
Oh, yum. As we waited in the lounge for our luggage, it still hadn't sunk in that I am now in Saudi Arabia. Is this a joke? Somebody pinch me. Welcome to the room. Ooh. This is 3:30 in the morning. I would say I'm jet lagged and very excited for today. After settling in, it was pretty late, or should I say early. We had a full itinerary that began in an hour. We were headed to the red sand dunes to catch the sunrise, and I was ecstatic. How do you feel about Saudi Arabia allowing tourism now?
Actually, not just me. I think most of the Saudi people, they are very happy about everything and the change which happened like from last year and 2 years ago. They are very happy because right now we see our countries become better and better than before.
This is gorgeous. We're catching the sunrise right now. When you think of the Middle East, you think of the grandest sand dunes that goes as far as the eyes can see. Rolling hills and the softest speck of sand between your toes, the sun's warm rays kissing your skin, and maybe a charming camel walking alongside. These dunes were perhaps the most stunning thing I've ever seen. The air was perfect, and you can see the sand dancing in the distance. I'll never forget the feeling of the wind against my skin as the fabric of my dress flowed with it. How freeing it felt. How liberating life was at that very moment. It was a wonderful time to be alive indeed. We just went up there and it was so beautiful. They're setting up the magic carpet for some food and drinks. Thank you. It was a really extraordinary and definitely memorable experience to relax in the desert's early morning, enjoying a cup of Arabic coffee. How do you say hello in Arabic?
Marhaba.
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 It was time to head back, and we had a few free hours to explore the city before the next order of events. I wanted to check out some cafes, but apparently everything was closed until later in the afternoon because it was a religious holiday.
After 3 o'clock. Okay.
We decided to head over to Kingdom Center instead. This tower is undoubtedly Riyadh's most famous landmark. Hi guys! You can see right behind me, that is Kingdom Tower. It is gorgeous. Not only is its architecture simply amazing, the tower is so beautiful in sight. There's also a stunning sky bridge at the top of the tower with breathtaking views of Riyadh. But because everything was closed, we didn't get a chance to go up there. We left and went back to the hotel to rest because we had a long and adventurous evening planned ahead. So we are on our way to the event site right now. As we arrived to the Formula E site for the preliminaries, I was really excited to see the behind the scenes of what this event was all about. All the cars that were racing were electric cars, so it's going to be interesting to see if this was the quietest race ever. You are not going to believe who I ran into. Mama, hello. I think you know so much. Go. And
I can't believe that. What up, everybody? What up? Hello, honey. Hello.
Stop! I love it. Hi. Oh my God. I didn't know you were going to be here.
I know.
We're the Vietnamese people. After checking out the cars, we headed over to our next point of interest, and let me tell you, it was highly secured. I wasn't exactly sure where we were going, but it looked very interesting. Right behind me is a UNESCO heritage site. I'm actually unsure of what the proper name is. I think it's called Surat.
Well, this is a Turef district, right? And this was home to the first Al Saud royal family. And this was built over 300 years ago.
Wow.
So where you stand today is basically the place where people consider it to be the founding place of Saudi Arabia.
Interesting.
So it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. We welcome you here.
Thank you so much, Ali. Appreciate it. This was the first time in history the palace was open to the public, and we were lucky enough to be the first group of people to tour the stunning compound. They showed us around the massive grounds, let us see how the royal family lived, what they wore, where the schools were, and we even got to meet the most beautiful member of the royal court, one of the prince's royal horses. He was absolutely stunning. Hi. Do you guys see this palace behind me? Do you see how beautiful it is? I belong here. Part of our exclusive tour was this whole soiree with the townspeople. They really wanted us to experience how people lived back then, and instead of maybe just seeing exhibits, we got to indulge in the culture, feel the energy of the town and people, touch and breathe the time, and really experience life as a Saudi ourselves. I think this was one of the most unique experiences I've ever encountered because I got to see with my own eyes how people lived back then in a culture I had no idea about. It was truly memorable.
My name is Jahra.
Nice to meet you. And what's your name? We were led from one experience to another, and everyone was so welcoming with the biggest smiles ever. I even got my name written in Arabic, which was so cool and such a great keepsake from the trip. We wrapped up our tour at the palace, and it was time to head over to the official gala dinner for the event. I've never been to a gala dinner before, let alone a gala dinner in Saudi Arabia, so I had no idea what to expect. The party was so fancy, full of delicious food and entertainment. We had a wonderful time at the gala and ended the night after all the festivities. Today is the day of the race. Look at this. This is gorgeous. It comes in a beautiful black box, and then you open it up, get a little plaque, the Grand Prix, and these are event tickets. So it's happening soon. Yay! I was thrilled to attend my first ever car race, so we headed over to the event center. At the race, it's going to be a really fun time. I'm so excited. I'm here at the Formula E event. We're sitting inside the lounge, waiting for everything to start. Opening ceremony is going to take place very soon, and it is such an exciting time here in Saudi Arabia. I don't know if you guys can hear anything I'm saying, but that is music playing. Prior to today, there were no public events, no concerts ever allowed, and men and women could not be together in public mingling like this. So this is a very historical moment. Music is blaring, people are having fun, and men and women are just together in one room hanging out at a public event, which is crazy for this country. So it's a great time, guys. Cheers! Like I mentioned, this was a historical day for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Prior to this, entertainment in public wasn't allowed. Any sort of mingling amongst men and women was unheard of. Music, dancing, having fun, all absurd ideas. I mean, women barely got the right to drive by themselves just 6 months before this event. Tourism never existed in Saudi Arabia before this, so this was a huge deal. It was our last day there, so we decided to check out the mall at Kingdom Center. Interestingly, it has a level called the Ladies' Kingdom, which is a women's only shopping area. I also wanted to go to this beautiful cafe with the most stunning cherry blossom tree, but unfortunately it wasn't open yet. But the manager was really nice and let us in anyway to take some pictures. While walking around, I did notice these signs at restaurants that said singles only or families only. I didn't get a chance to ask why it was divided that way, but if you guys have any idea, I'd love to know. We had our last meal at Vogue Cafe, which was a really cute, trendy place that was everything you guessed it, Vogue. As we wrapped up our trip to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, my final thoughts on this beautiful, mysterious country was that I'm so glad I had this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to experience such a miraculous place. I don't know many people who has visited Saudi Arabia before. Unfortunately, I did come with a stigma about the country, and I had expectations of it being a super strict, uninviting place where women were not even allowed to walk outside by themselves. Prior to visiting, I researched the culture and etiquette because I wanted to be respectful in a foreign, mysterious land. Leaving Saudi Arabia, however, I had this revelation to not judge things before experiencing it for myself. I was surprised to see that the majority of the people spoke almost perfect English and how welcoming and kind everyone was. Saudi Arabia is a growing nation, and I'm so lucky to have been the first group of tourists to visit the kingdom. I understand that people will have their reservations about this country, but this is what I saw through my eyes. Thank you for the hospitality, KSA. I'll be back another day. Until then, yalla bye.